Have you ever heard of Suriname? If the answer is no, you're not alone. A global survey in 2024 found that most people couldn't even locate it on a map. And yet, Suriname is one of the most culturally rich, ecologically vibrant, and unexpectedly fascinating places on Earth. Tucked quietly on the northeastern coast of South America, this small nation carries a soul that feels both exotic and familiar. Like the Netherlands, reborn under tropical skies. From Dutch-style colonial towns to rainforest-covered highlands, from multi-ethnic street food to carnival parades that light up the night, Suriname is a country that doesn't scream for attention, but rewards those who are curious enough to look closer. It's been called the green lung of South America, the mini Netherlands, and even South America's best-kept secret. But the real question is, why has the world overlooked it for so long? And why are its rivers and borders now at the center of silent battles between nations? In today's travel documentary, we invite you to step off the beaten path and into the story of a country unlike any other. Let's begin our journey in Suriname. Suriname is the smallest independent country on the South American continent, both in size and population. It covers just 163,000 square kilometers, about the same as the U.S. state of Wisconsin, and is home to around 635,000 people, fewer than some neighborhoods in New York City. And yet, for a country this small, Suriname holds a surprising amount of geopolitical weight. Its location on the Atlantic coast gives it direct access to offshore oil and gas fields, something that's quietly attracting the attention of powerful neighbors and global energy companies. But the tension isn't just offshore. Suriname shares land borders with only 3 countries: Brazil to the south, French Guiana to the east, and Guyana to the west. And with 2 of them, it has ongoing disputes. To the east, along the Moroni River, Suriname and French Guiana have long disagreed over precise boundary lines, with the European Union watching closely. But to the west, things get even more complicated. Suriname and Guyana both claim a vast forested region called the New River Triangle, an area 1.5 times the size of Jamaica. Though Suriname claims sovereignty, Guyana currently administers most of it. The 2 countries also disagree over who controls the Corentyne River, a crucial waterway that snakes into the oil-rich Atlantic. Even though the United Nations issued a partial ruling in 2007, the matter remains unsettled. Why would 2 neighbors quietly wrestle for control over a patch of jungle, a winding river, and a slice of ocean? That's the question. And the answer, as we'll see, reveals much more than just geography. If borders shape the land, it's people who shape its soul. And in Suriname, few things reflect that soul more vividly than its women, radiant, multilingual, and deeply diverse. Walk through a market in Paramaribo or along a quiet village road, and you'll notice something intriguing. The women here look like they come from everywhere, and nowhere in particular. African, Indian, Javanese, Dutch, Amerindian, often all at once. This is the result of Suriname's unique colonial history and cultural fusion. A country shaped by migration, slavery, and resilience, where intermarriage and integration have created a population unlike any other in South America. But beauty here isn't just skin deep. Many Surinamese women speak 2, 3, even 4 languages, effortlessly switching between Dutch, English, Sranantongo, Javanese, or Hindi. It's not just impressive, it's natural. A way of life passed down through generations in a country where no single culture is dominant, but all are honored. You'll find women with glowing brown skin and Afro-Caribbean features wearing bold katos and intricately wrapped ainas, headscarves that speak a silent fashion language, changing their folds based on mood. In coastal areas, you'll see lighter-skinned women with delicate features, dressed in sharp, modern styles, yet grounded in tradition. There's a confidence here, quiet but unmistakable. And behind this quiet confidence, there's also a lesser-known cultural phenomenon. In some urban and coastal communities, local women, often from challenging socioeconomic backgrounds, engage in informal, cross-cultural relationships known locally as love contracts with visiting foreigners. Not marriage, not transactions. Something in between, complex, controversial, but undeniably real. Is it economic survival? Is it romantic escape? Is it both? We'll let you decide. But one thing is certain. The women of Suriname, in all their forms, are not just faces in the crowd. They are the storytellers, the bridges between worlds, and the living heart of this hidden country. If Amsterdam traded its canals for palm trees, it might feel something like Paramaribo. The capital of Suriname doesn't look or feel like most South American cities. Instead, it hums to a gentler rhythm, one that carries echoes of the Netherlands, softened by tropical air. Here, the houses aren't made of concrete or steel. They're crafted from weathered wood, painted white, lined with shutters and verandas. Some lean ever so slightly, as if sighing with age. Yet they stand proud, relics of a colonial past that left behind not just language, but architecture, habits, and even street food. In 2002, Paramaribo's historic inner city was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's easy to see why. Walking its quiet streets, you'll pass the majestic St. Peter and Paul Cathedral, the largest wooden building in the Western Hemisphere, standing not with grandeur but with grace. You'll find small bakeries selling Dutch apple pie beside stalls serving Javanese noodles. You'll hear church bells ring just a few blocks from Friday mosque prayers. And unlike many capitals, there's no rush. Pigeons coo under cafe tables. Children bike barefoot across cobbled lanes. The air is warm, but not heavy, as if the city itself is in no hurry to change. One of the locals' favorite spots is Waterkant, the riverfront street that hugs the Suriname River. Here, you'll find street food stalls lit by dangling bulbs, serving up everything from roti and fried plantains to bitterballen and parbo beer. Elderly men sip coffee while playing dominoes. Tourists linger longer than they plan to. There are no Starbucks, no skyscrapers, no global chains shouting for attention. And yet, you may feel strangely at home. Because Paramaribo isn't trying to impress you, it's simply existing, in its own time, in its own way, like a memory of Europe, refracted through the tropics. Some countries build monuments to be remembered. Suriname simply lets its trees grow. More than 93% of this nation is covered in forest. Not urban parks or tree-lined boulevards, but vast, untouched, living wilderness, dense canopies, whispering rivers, birds that sing to no audience but the wind. This isn't just greenery. It's one of the most intact rainforests on Earth, stretching across the entire southern region of the country, feeding the sky with oxygen and the land with life. At its heart lies the Central Suriname Nature Reserve, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, home to over 1,000 species of trees and countless creatures found nowhere else. The elusive jaguar, the gentle giant river otter, the armadillo with armor like ancient stone, all hidden, watching, waiting, beneath layers of green so thick they feel sacred. And yet you don't have to go far to feel the breath of the forest. Just a 2-hour drive from Paramaribo is Brownsburg Nature Park, a plateau rising gently above the jungle, offering panoramic views of Lake Brokopondo and the emerald sea of trees below. Trails lead to Irene Falls, Leo Falls, and secret clearings where time seems to pause. Here, you can hike, camp, or simply sit and listen to the rustle of branches, to your own heartbeat, to silence, the kind that heals. But the forest isn't just a place of escape. It's a teacher. a protector, a reminder that even in a world racing forward, there are still places that remain untouched, not because we forgot them, but because we chose to respect them. In Suriname, the jungle doesn't feel like a destination. It feels like a presence, ancient, alive, and watching over the country like a quiet guardian. Not all beaches are born by the sea. Some lie quietly beside rivers, hidden, peaceful, and just as unforgettable. White Beach is one of Suriname's most unexpected treasures. It doesn't sit on the Atlantic coast, nor does it boast crashing waves or ocean tides. Instead, it rests along the Suriname River, where fine white sand is carefully placed, palm trees sway in rhythm with the breeze, and the water, calm and clear, laps gently at the shore like a breath. There are no crowds, no cruise ships, no hotels stacked along the skyline, just locals lounging under the sun, kayaks drifting by, and hammocks swaying between trees. Here, time feels slower. Children play volleyball in bare feet. Couples sip coconut water under thatched umbrellas. The scent of grilled shrimp, tamarind glaze, and spicy Javanese rice fills the air from small beach stalls nearby. But White Beach reveals its true spirit in the evenings. As the sun dips low and the sky turns golden, the music starts. Not loud, not chaotic, just alive. Outdoor speakers hum with local rhythms, a mix of Afro-Caribbean beats, slow reggae, and Surinamese folk songs. Locals and travelers gather, not as strangers, but as part of the same moment, dancing, laughing, eating, together. It's not the kind of party that's advertised. It's the kind you stumble upon and never forget. Because White Beach isn't about spectacle. It's about presence, about rediscovering joy in simplicity. And in a world full of crowded destinations, that might be the rarest luxury of all. In Suriname, a meal is never just a meal. It's a memory passed down, a language spoken without words, a blend of continents served on a single plate. Few countries offer such a richly layered cuisine, shaped by African roots, Indian spices, Javanese techniques, Dutch comfort food, and Amerindian traditions. And yet somehow it all belongs here, authentically. You'll find roti, soft, golden flatbreads made from chickpea flour, wrapped around curried chicken, potatoes, or lentils. A gift from the Hindustani community, warm and fragrant like a grandmother's kitchen. From the Javanese lineage comes nasi goreng, fried rice with sweet soy sauce, scallions, and chili, often paired with sauté skewers, grilled over charcoal and dipped in spicy peanut sauce. And palm, a local favorite, a casserole made with grated root vegetables and chicken or pork, slow-baked until golden. Its texture is soft, its flavor complex, tangy, savory, comforting. On the streets, you might stumble upon stalls selling peje, fried plantain fritters, spicy pickled vegetables, or bara, deep-fried lentil patties with a crispy crust and a soft heart. And in quiet cafes, you'll find slices of Dutch apple pie next to bottles of Parbo beer, chilled just right for the late afternoon sun. But what makes Surinamese food truly remarkable is not just the ingredients, it's the intent. Meals here are shared. No one eats alone if they can help it. Strangers become friends over street food. Elders still insist you take a second helping. And food isn't rushed, it's savored. Even in the markets, smells mingle like languages. Clove, ginger, dried fish, tamarind, and cane sugar floating on the same breeze. Every scent is a footnote, every dish a chapter. Because in Suriname, cuisine isn't a trend. It's the heartbeat of a people who've carried the best of many worlds and made them deliciously their own. In Suriname, joy doesn't knock quietly. It bursts through the streets, in color, in music, in dance, and invites everyone to join in, no matter who they are. This is a country where cultural diversity isn't just accepted, it's celebrated. And nowhere is that more visible than in its festivals. Every spring, the nation comes alive with Phagwa, also known as the Festival of Colors. Inspired by Hindu tradition, this vibrant celebration welcomes the end of winter and the beginning of light, warmth, and new beginnings. But in Suriname, it belongs to everyone. The streets of Paramaribo become a swirling canvas of bright powders, pink, green, yellow, blue, tossed joyfully into the air, smeared onto faces, into hair, across strangers' clothes. Children laugh without restraint. Elders smile from shaded porches. Young women in traditional saris and headscarves dance to Bollywood beats mixed with local drums. And for one day, all boundaries, ethnic, religious, social, dissolve into shared laughter. But Phagwa is just the beginning. Each year in February, Carnival sweeps across the country like a tide of feathers and rhythm. In the capital, decorated floats wind through the city like moving sculptures. Dancers in sequins and beads move to the pulse of soca, reggae, and kaseko, hips swaying, feet pounding, hands lifted. It's loud, it's proud, and it's beautiful. Among the dazzling crowds, the women of Suriname stand out once again, confident, radiant, and fearless in their self-expression. Their costumes are not just outfits, they are stories stitched in fabric. Afro-Caribbean prints meet Javanese silks. Modern cuts dance with ancestral symbols. And when they step into the street, all eyes follow. Beyond the parades, Carnival spills into the night. Street parties, music competitions, costume contests, open-air performances. But it never feels chaotic. It feels communal, as if everyone, for those few days, shares the same heartbeat. Because here, festivals aren't just events on a calendar. They are rituals of unity. They remind people and visitors. In a world where the cost of living keeps rising, Suriname offers something quietly radical, a slower life, at a softer price. Paramaribo isn't flashy. There are no skyscrapers, no designer boutiques, no luxury labels shouting from glass storefronts. But for those who know how to look, there's something far more valuable: affordability with dignity. Here, housing is simple and honest. A one-bedroom apartment in the capital can cost between $300 to $600 a month, while places in the suburbs go for even less, sometimes just $200. Short-term travelers. A clean guest house might only set you back $20 a night with birdsong included. Utilities, electricity, water, internet are manageable. Though air conditioning, a must in this humid climate, may raise your electric bill to about $100 a month. High-speed internet ranges from $30 to $70, and mobile plans rarely cost more than $15 to $20. But where Suriname truly shines is in its daily rhythms. Markets brim with fresh produce. Bananas, cassava, eggplants, tropical fruits you've never heard of but will never forget. A week's worth of groceries at a local market might cost just $30 to $50. Even proteins, chicken, beef, fish, are surprisingly affordable. Dining out? You don't need to dress up or spend big. A generous meal at a local eatery might cost $5 to $10, while a mid-range dinner with drinks stays under $30. And if you're celebrating, a two-person feast at an upscale restaurant rarely exceeds $100. Drinks, ambiance, and all. Transportation is equally kind to your wallet. Gas hovers around $1 per liter, public buses cost mere cents, and even taxis within the city stay in the $5 to $15 range. And if you're wondering why so many people ride bikes, it's not just for the scenery. Import taxes on cars can reach 150%, making bicycles the most practical option. Healthcare? While public hospitals may not have cutting-edge equipment, they're staffed by caring professionals, and basic services often cost as little as $15 to $30. Many locals choose private care for added comfort, with annual insurance plans ranging from $200 to $500, a fraction of what similar coverage might cost in the US. In total, a single person can live comfortably here on $800 to $1,200 per month, or travel for a week on just $400 to $600, including food, lodging, and fun. Suriname won't impress you with luxury, but if you value authenticity, simplicity, and the quiet joy of living well without overspending, this might just feel like the richest place you've ever known. Suriname may be small, but it holds a world within, of rivers, rhythms, roots, and quiet wonders. So, would you visit? Comment 1 if you'd love to experience it one day. Comment 7 if you want to know how to get here. And wherever your next journey takes you, let it begin with curiosity.